G'day, welcome back to another episode of Format Wars. Today we have Dire Straits, the song Money for Nothing. I'm going to play on 5 different versions and see which one is the best. I'll go through from the bottom and work my way up to what I consider, in my personal opinion, to be the best version of this song. The 5 formats are 5.1 multi-channel DSD. Then we have the 2-channel DSD. Then we have a 96 kHz FLAC file, lossless of course. Then we have Apple Music, lossless. And last but not least, Spotify on the premium account. So I'll quickly just run through how I'm going to play back those 5 different versions. And I'll start with what I consider to be number 5, which is... Okay, for number 5, we have the Spotify version of Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. Probably no real surprise to the audiophiles out there. The surprising thing is, it does sound pretty good. The issue is when you turn it up louder, it gets a little bit harsh. And you sort of want to, if you start this up loud, you want to turn it down. You get the feeling you always want to turn it down a bit. But it's got all the bass there. It's actually got a bit more bass and kick than the other 2 versions, which I'll show you later. But if this is all you had, you'd be pretty happy with it. But the versions I have, you probably you can see a reason why this one did end up at number 5. Right, so let's move on to number 4. Okay, for number 4 we have Apple Music. And it's a lossless version. It's not too far away from the Spotify version. The big difference is, you can turn it up without it becoming too harsh on the ears. So it's got the same dynamics there. It's got the big bass, a lot of action there, very very forward in your face, but it hasn't got that harshness to it. So you can turn it up to a reasonable level and not cringe. So number 4 is Apple Music. Let's move on to number 3. Okay, for number 2 we have the DSD version. As you can see on the DAC there, 2.8 DSD. Now I should mention too, both these versions of the 96 kHz NDSD are playing through a Raspberry Pi as the streamer. So this is pretty much more the same really. Pretty similar. Well, it is pretty much exactly the same as the 96 kHz FLAC version, but a little bit more detail. And the reason for that is at the start of the song, when the Sting spoken word part, there's a little which is audible on all the versions, but this one just sounds a bit different. Actually, I thought a washing machine was on in the background or something outside making a noise, so I pressed pause and of course it disappeared, so it was definitely on the track. So yeah, a lot more detail in this one, which is probably no surprise. So definitely number 2 goes to the DSD. As I said before, there was one point where I did think about putting it down a bit lower, putting the Spotify and Apple versions above it. But when you go back and listen to the Apple and Spotify versions again, there's just that big boomy bass that gets your immediate attention. But then as I said, becomes a bit tiresome and a bit harsh. So number 2, DSD. Now for number 1. Probably no surprise. Right, number 1 of course is the multi-channel 5.1 version of Brothers in Arms, the song Money for Nothing, DSD. Now this is on the Kodi platform, which is playing through my Zapiti media player. So it's HDMI into Yamaha AVR. 2 subwoofers, Magnepan front speakers and surrounds. But yeah, this is pretty much untouchable. It's so far above the other 4, which is probably understandable. This is just the ultimate version of the song. You get everything. You get the action of the Spotify and the Apple versions. You get the big bass, but it's not boomy. It hits you right in the chest. You get the awesome panning effects right around the room. You get when those first initial guitar kicks in. I know it sounds a bit cliche, but it definitely does sound like Mark Knopfler is in the room, standing right next to you, and his amp is right there, right in front. Just sounds incredible. You can't beat this. This is just you just have to listen to it, really do. So out and out favourite, number one, easy, probably no surprise. I know these are very hard to get. It's not easy. I wish they didn't stop making these on a mainstream level. Of course, everybody deserves to hear it, that's for sure. So there we go. The ranking of 5 different formats, I'm sure there's more out there, of Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Please subscribe if you like these videos, and I'll try to make a few more, and we'll catch you later. Bye.